Good day. Welcome to our modular distance learning in TLE 10 quarter 2. We are now in lesson 2, which is the selecting quality seeds. These are the following objectives. Number 1, characteristics of good seeds. Number 2, seed testing. And number 3, percentage germination of seeds. Before we proceed to our lesson, I want you to answer these jumbled letters. Arrange this to form a single word. The other is composed of 3 words. These are related to the characteristics of good seeds. You are given 5 mandatory counts for each word. This is the first word. This is the second word. Third word. This is the fourth word. And the last word. Okay. Let us check if you got the 5 correct answer. Okay, first word we have viable. Second, we have true to type. Third word, we have matured. Fourth word, we have clean. And the last word, we have plum. Okay, I hope you got the 5 correct answers. Now, let's move on to the selecting quality seeds. A seed is a fertilized and ripened ovule which may develop into a plant by means of germination. Its primary function is for reproduction. Because of this, a vegetable grower must be knowledgeable about the characteristics of good quality seeds, such as being, first, viable, which is the ability of the seeds to germinate and continue its growth and development until the reserved food has been consumed by the young plant. Second, it should be clean, when there are no impurities or mixtures of any kind. Third, it should be free from seed-borne diseases. Fourth, it should be free from damages. Fifth, it should be matured and plumb. And sixth, it should be true to type, which means it carries characteristics of the mother plant. Usually, local vegetable growers plant vegetable seeds that come their way without realizing where they come from. So, they should be secure seeds. According to Kalakala, year 1977, there are 2 ways of securing the seeds to be planted. Letter A, seeds can be bought from seed stores, in locally or ordered from reliable seeds producers. Letter B, seeds can also be produced by farmers for open pollinated crops. Okay, so these are the factors to consider in securing seeds. Number 1, in securing seeds to plant, one must consider the quality of the product and make sure that the seeds are adapted to the locality. Number 2, it would be a waste of time if one would plant seeds that are of low quality, not viable, or not adapted to the place. Number 3, before seeds are sown or planted in the field, they must be tested to determine if these are viable, clean, true to type, disease-free, and others. And number 4, by doing such, the grower will not entail losses in agricultural inputs such as time and energy. Now, let's move on to the seed testing. It is the operation involved to determine whether or not the seeds are viable, clean, true to type, and to find out the percentage of germination of seeds. This is performed to find out the amount of seeds or seedlings to plant in a given area. These are the methods of seed testing. Number 1, breaking the seed coat. This method is practiced with seeds that have hard seed coat which impermeable to water and oxygen. These are the examples of number 1 method of seed testing, which is the breaking the seed coat. Next, number 2 is winnowing. Seeds are placed in a shallow woven basket or bilao to winnow the seeds. All seeds being blown away are empty and are not viable. Those that remain in the balao are good seeds. This is the illustration of winnowing. Number 3 is germination test. This may be done in seed beds, seed boxes, seed trays, petri dishes, recycled materials, polyethylene bags, or in a piece of cloth, or the ragdoll method. As you can see in this illustration, these are the examples of germination test. So we have ragdoll method, seed bags, petri dish, polyethylene bags, recycled plastic cups, and seed trays. Number 4 is floating in water. According to INGO 2005, seeds usually contain an embryo inside and some food reserves to provide the energy for germination. When seeds are placed in water, it could be observed that some of the seeds sink and some float. As you can see in the illustration, seeds that sink have a higher germination rate. Okay, so those are the methods of seed testing. Now, let's move on to the seed germination. Germination, in its simplest definition, is the development of the seed into a young plant or seedling. Prior to any visual signs of growth, the seeds must absorb water through the seed coat and micropyle. Okay, so this is an example illustration of seed germination. It will establish itself well in the ground before the other parts of the embryo emerge above the surface of the soil, so that the seedlings may not be easily dislodged from its position, and the parts which are soon to be exposed to the drying influence of the sun and wind, and may continually be supplied with water from the soil. Let's move on to determining the percentage germination of seeds. There are rules in computing for the percentage of germinating seeds. Rule number 1, if you test 100 seeds, the number of seeds germinated equals the percentage germination of the seeds. Example, you tested 100 seeds of eggplant using the ragdoll method, and 85 seeds germinated. Therefore, the percentage germination of the seeds is 85%. Now, let's move on to the rule number 2. If you test less than or more than 100 seeds, Use the formula below in computing the percentage germination of the seeds. Example, Mr. X tested 125 seeds of hybrid tomato and 105 germinated. What is the percentage germination of the tomato seeds? So, as you look at this formula, percentage germination equals to number of seeds germinated over number of seeds tested multiplied by 100. So equals to number of seeds germinated is 105. Number of seeds tested is 125 multiplied by 100. Therefore, the percentage of germination is equal to 84. Now let's move on to rule number 3. If you found out that the percentage germination of your seeds is below 80, you need to adjust your seed bulk. Use the formula below in adjusting the seed bulk. So this is the formula. Adjusted amount of seed is equal to amount of seeds needed over percentage germination multiplied by 100. Example, you needed 200 seedlings to plant your garden. You found out that your seeds have only 75% germination. How many seeds will you sow? Okay, so this is the example. Let X is equal to the number of seeds to sow or your adjusted seeds. Using the given formula, adjusted amount of seed is equal to amount of seeds needed over percentage germination multiplied by 100. So X is equal to 200, which is the amount of seeds needed, over 75, that is the percentage of germination, multiplied by 100. So the answer is 266.6, or if we round off, that is 267 seeds. So those are the rules in determining the percentage of germination of seeds. Okay, now that you know the characteristics of good seeds, the methods of seed testing, and determining the percentage of germination of seeds, these are the points to ponder. You have to keep in mind that seed quality plays an important role in the production of agronomic and horticultural crops. Characteristics such as trueness to variety, germination percentage, purity, vigor, and appearance are important to farmers planting crops and to homeowners establishing lawns and gardens. Achieving and maintaining high seed quality is the goal of every professional seed producer. Okay, now, I want you to answer the activity number 1. With the use of the fishbone diagram, input ideas as follows. Number 1, upper fins. Write the characteristics of good quality seeds. So you may put your answer on this part of the fishbone. Number 2 is the lower fins. Write the methods of seed testing. So this is the part of the fishbone. And then number 3, head. Write the effect of planting quality seeds. You may place your illustration in one whole cartolina to make your work readable. Number 4, Mr. Cruz tested 75 seeds of tomato which he took from the school seed bank. He found out that only 53 seeds germinated. What is the percentage germination of the tomato seeds? Is there a need for Mr. Cruz to adjust his seed bulk? Why? And why not? If there is a need to adjust, then compute for the adjusted seed bulk. And number 5, what happens if you planted a wide area with seeds that are not viable because you failed to test their viability? Okay, so going back, we have 4 methods of seed testing. Number 1 is debreaking the seed coat. Number 2, winnowing. Number 3, germination tests. And number 4, floating in water. Okay, so for your engagement activity, have you ever tried any of the methods of seed testing? If not, then let us try some of the methods. I want you to do the ragdoll method of seed testing. After the seeds have germinated, determine the percentage germination of the seeds you sown or tested. Write your answer on a piece of paper. So this is equivalent for 10 points. Now, for your reflection, I want you to write a reflection in your notebook after taking this lesson. Write at least 2 to 3 sentences. I learned that blank, and I realized that blank. Okay, so that's the end of our lesson 2. Compile your answer sheets in your portfolio and be ready on the date of submission. Again, I am your Ma'am Heidi. Thank you and good luck.